Our ship capsized. We went overboard. Our ship sunk this summer. That's why there's been no YouTube videos. I was just coming out, regularly putting content up, and then down the tube we went. Finally, I think we have our heads back above water, and we'll get back into doing videos regularly. Yeah, spiritual warfare. It's for real. Um, it is what it is. You gotta stand strong, weather the storm, take the beating, and be left standing, although bruised and beaten. Just be left standing when the storm's over, so that you can claim victory. So in this video, we're going to talk about all that and a gem that me and my wife found here in our area. We think it's a little treasure spot. Treasure spot. I'll talk about that. I got into some bikes. So all of a sudden, I'm turning into a vintage bike nerd, and maybe a few other things that have been going on in our lives. I told you guys I would maybe try to do a bi-weekly vlog. Every other week do a vlog. I don't think that's going to happen. It's so hard. I have such limited time with the job and everything to drag a camera around and try to make a quality video. I just fail every time I try to do that. I drag the camera around, I get the shots I think I sit down to edit, and I'm just dissatisfied. Maybe this is what I'll do. Instead of the weekly vlog, I can just sit down every few weeks and kind of go over what is going on in our lives and just share some B-roll video so you guys have an idea. Like I said, I was starting to upload videos regularly again, and all of a sudden crash. Our world crumbled around us. We were working, obviously I have a full-time job, and then on top of that, we'd replaced my wife's old Ford Escape. It finally gave out at 330,000 miles. We replaced that with a newer 2018 Ford Explorer, a nice car. And we have my work van, and we have the little '02 Ford Ranger. So a couple weeks prior to the 4th of July, the 4th of July, we were going to go take a 4 or 5 day vacation. I had some time off. We were going to head up to the Upper Peninsula, up to Pictured Rocks, and we were just going to camp. It was a much needed vacation on my part. I needed a break. I'd been busy up until then. A few weeks prior to there, I was working on this Ford Explorer. It needed some work done, so I was changing the brakes and rotors and some bearings and a few other things. I also was getting our teardrop camper ready. I had to fix the gas system, put a new battery in it, just make sure that it's cleaned and ready to go camping. Busy, busy, busy. 4th of July morning, we were heading out of town. We were going through the middle of Sturgis, Michigan, and we ran straight into a car with 3 girls in it. We T-boned them. They claimed they had a green light. We were pretty sure we had a green light. We slid to a stop 30 feet later. We all looked. Our light was green. So the report said we both claimed green light. Nobody's at fault. There was no cameras, nothing to prove anything. So there was another guy. We have a witness who was sitting. It was one of the patrons he's a regular at Five Lakes Coffee. He said he heard the impact, he looked, and our light was green. Whatever that's worth. It doesn't matter. It was an accident. Our car was totaled. We were not going to Pictured Rocks. It was not going to happen. Bummer. We were all bummed out. We'd been looking forward to this. We'd been preparing for this. And that was shut down real quick. So we stayed home, and I worked. The Ford Ranger needed some work, some tires, some wheel bearings, and we started looking for another car. And so I did mechanic work. Those 4 or 5 days I was supposed to be off, I was working on cars, looking for cars. I was depressed. The day before I went back to work, the work van clunked out on me. That one's done. It needs a new cylinder head. I tried fixing that. No go. Needs a new cylinder head. So since the 4th, we have been down to one vehicle. We've had one vehicle, and that's the little Ford Ranger. Trusty old O2 4.0. But we could be looking for another vehicle. We're just a little hesitant. We don't. We had payments. We would have to get payments to get a newer, reliable car, and we don't like payments. So we'll probably end up doing that. We just don't know when or what. Another Ford Explorer, I'm sure. Yeah. So this is August, middle of August, and we're at one car. However, it's not that bad. I take it to work unless she needs it, and then if she needs it, she'll drive me to work and drop me off. It is kind of a pain not having all my tools in the van. I can't. We're getting a van from the boss. It's getting worked on, but that's coming soon. So I'll have my van back, and then I'll have all my tools, which is going to be nice. Nice not having to think ahead the night before on what I will need for the day. So that's all. That's all going to iron out. Then my wife can have the truck. So maybe we'll just. That's how we roll for a while. I've been telling you guys this. If you want to live like the Amish, that would be one way of doing it. You're most likely not going to be able to have a horse and buggy. Even if you have the land to have a horse grazing, the towns and the local people don't. Just having one, yeah, just being out there all by yourself in the whole community with a horse and buggy is kind of probably dangerous on the road. People won't be expecting it. When you go to town, you wouldn't have anywhere to tie your horse to. But one way you could do it is just go down to one car. Just have one car for the family. The husband, who's hopefully working, can find a ride to work or pedal to work or whatever it may be. And the wife has a car at home in case there's emergencies with the kids. It does work and it's not that bad. You can do it. On top of all that mechanic work I was doing, the used lawnmower had some starter problems and needed a carburetor clean. So I was waiting on parts order, and we just didn't have time to get over to the property to finish. The property just sat on the wayside for a while. So we finally got out to the property again, cleaned it up a bit. There's a pile of trash there. Back there, we got that hauled to the dump. What a relief. We got these two piles of limbs burnt. Still need to move that. We got some weed whacking done. The lawnmower belt broke, so we didn't. Miranda was mowing. She didn't get it finished. Here's a wire. We just keep finding more trash in the ground. I don't know how we're going to handle this. The lawnmower, Miranda was mowing the lawn, the belt broke, so this all needs to be mowed yet. We do have a few trees planted here where the stakes are that we had more planted, but the other ones didn't survive. And all those briars over here, I had them all cleared out, pulled them by hand. That's when our boat sank out in the city with all the vehicles. So I was just doing mechanic work, and they all grew back. So now I get to do it again. That's just what it is. This just might not happen right now. Maybe later this fall. There's a pile of trash and twigs and fencing here. Now it just needs to be mowed. Trooper loves coming out here. We were going to clear out that corner, but yeah, we might just leave that for now. One of the neighbors hunts the farmer's property. I guess deer come through here. And he has his little deer blind right there. We might just leave that for him this winter. He can use it because otherwise he'll have to move back that fence line a little bit. Still have more trash to go. The trailer is here waiting to get loaded. You know, I think this will be the front door view of our house, and I think it's going to be pretty. I like the look at that lush tree line. Maybe I can zoom in a bit. Tree line back through there. Even though there's irrigation field right in front of us, it's kind of pretty. We'll be able to watch some epic sunsets. Some of these trees have to come down. But yeah, we're going to love it out here, I think. Let's see if this evergreen tree, we, we planted some spruce back here. Yep, she's still alive. Focus. There we go. That was the smallest one, the scraggliest one. The other ones are all in the briars. Don't know that I'm going to go in there with my shorts on. Just shorts. What are the plans for the house? Well, at the earliest next summer. I don't know if we'll get that done. I think for right now, I might build an outside kitchen. And because we'll be moving to the property, living in something, RV or something, or I'll build a garden shed we'll live in. But we'll build an outside kitchen. That way we have a place to cook and hang out while the house is going up. Personally, I would love to just live in it with a little garden shed bedrooms with an outside kitchen, but that's not legal. We can do it for a while, just not permanently. Gotta love our free country, right? So on the way back from the dump yesterday, me and my wife found what we think is a gem in this area. We were hungry and we passed by. We were coming through Constantine, Michigan, which is a kind of deserted town now because some years ago, 131, State Road 131 used to go through Constantine. You'd have the stoplights, stop signs. It was annoying, but now they have a bypass built around it. So this happened when I was in Idaho. So it was kind of shocking to see Constantine when I moved back and drove through it. Like, whoa, this town kind of died. DNS discount or DNS, the food store, is closed. The building's falling apart. It was just, yeah, I was just kind of sad, and I hate seeing towns die. But as we were coming through there, we saw this restaurant. We were like, oh, let's try that out. The Town Fryer in Constantine, and we stopped. I had driven past this place going to Swiss Valley for many years, and just never. It kind of looked a little. It didn't look nice, or it didn't look like something good. But we stopped and we were pleasantly surprised. The food, my burgers were good. The fries, I didn't eat the fries, but my wife got, because I don't usually eat bread and fries and stuff. So I just ate the patties, delicious. My wife got an egg salad sandwich with the crinkle fries. She said the egg salad sandwich was really good and the crinkle fries were done right. I did have a couple of those. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, perfect. We actually went back later that night and got dinner because we were working on the property. And Miranda got the curly fries, once again, done right, just done perfectly. And I got a burger again, and then I cheated and got some jalapeno poppers, or some poppers, the best ones I've ever had. Just the whatever sauce they had on the inside, just done right. So whoever owns and manages it is doing things. They have high standards. We were very impressed. The food was done right, not sloppily, and the staff was on it. Like they weren't, teenagers working there. There was teenagers working there, but they weren't the teenagers that typically, is that wind? That you typically see in restaurants. Walking around like, oh, why do I have to be here? Eyes half closed, dreading the next 2 minutes of their life. Drives me nuts. Not the case here. They were fast working. They were working fast. They were friendly. They were on it at lunchtime and in the evening. So, yeah, we think we might have found our favorite place to eat in this area. It's just, you don't find that around here that much. Town Fryer in Constantine. Go check him out. If you're local, try him. We were impressed. Ice cream is good. Constantine isn't deserted. It still has some stores, but it's not like it used to be, sadly. Of course, it has 3 marijuana shops. Why wouldn't it? It's Michigan. It sucks. Also, this winter, my mountain bike, my Santa Cruz Tallboy, got stolen. It was an older one, but it got stolen, and insurance, our homeowner's insurance, came through, and I got my new Santa Cruz Hightower, which is a fantastic bike. I love it. It's the new C90 Santa Cruz Hightower. It's a carbon fiber, upgraded wheels. It's way more bike than I need, but what do you do? I love it. However, that thing is not roadworthy. It will suck on the road pavement. And once in a while, we like going down to the Pumpkin Vine and riding that trail, and it's a paved trail. So now, not wanting to take my high tower out there, I started looking for a road bike. And road bikes, I don't use them enough, so I'm not going to buy a new road bike. Used road bikes are kind of expensive, but I discovered the vintage bikes. So I picked up, I got into some vintage road bikes. Buying a new road bike is just too expensive. I wanted a gravel bike, too expensive. So I found these vintage bikes. You can find them on Craigslist or Facebook everywhere. I have the Peugeot here. And then I picked up this Trek. This 1978 Trek in a garage sale this couple weekends ago. Super lightweight, nice road bike. So that'll be my road bike. But I also saw this at a garage sale the same day, and I couldn't pass on it. That one, I paid $70 for the Trek, and I paid $50 for this Peugeot. Both of them were made in France. So what I'm thinking is this Trek seems too lightweight, too dainty to ever be a gravel bike. And I don't think I can put big enough tires on it to make it a gravel bike. So that'll stay a road bike. And then this Peugeot, I think I'm just going to turn it into a gravel bike and enjoy the crap out of it. So all of his fenders and nonsense gets stripped off. I might even put a pair of straight bars on it. I'm not sure. Maybe even a new shifter system. I don't know. But I'm envisioning, straight bars, new seat, new tires. Hopefully I can fit some gravelly tires on there. I think I should be able to, just looking at it now. And so that'd be bigger, grippier tires. And then I have this Trek that'll just be my road bike, and I'll just keep this one basically how it is. Although I don't like the downshifters, the shifters on the down tube. I wish it was up on the handlebars. I would like that better. Yeah. So we'll see if we can change that. Some of the bikes come with I'd rather have them up here. I don't mind that so much. With these, this is a friction shifter, so I'd rather have it up here. Maybe we can make that happen. I don't know. I have a pump coming that was on here. That'll be cool. This is from the 70s. And I need some new pedals. I stole the pedals off of the Peugeot to put on here because this one was missing pedals. This actually has a Campanelli. Is that how they pronounce it? It looks like a crankset. Campanelli crankset. It does have Suntour shifters. And that's Campanelli wheels. And can't remember what brakes, Shimano brakes, I believe. So I think it's a pretty sweet bike. I shouldn't be spending money. That means I shouldn't be spending money. That means I have a ton of bikes, more than I need. I used to survive on just a mountain bike. Now I'll have at least three bikes. I still have some old mountain bikes that I owned. Not full suspension, not as good as what I got now, but I keep them in case friends want to go mountain biking. So actually that will make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bikes for me. Yeah. So our neighbor Mitchell, the old man next door, my wife takes care of him, is his caretaker. He's been complaining about his front porch, his deck, which was falling apart. So we took a couple Sundays off from church and rebuilt it. We fixed it. It was a battle for me. I just kind of putting lipstick on a pig. I should have, the foundation and everything should have been redone, but I just replaced the railing basically and some of the steps just to keep him happy for the rest of his life here. And he seems to be happy. My wife is still working on finishing staining it. So it looks a lot better now, and he can actually not look at a pile of trash when he's sitting out front enjoying his front porch. My mom and dad had the family over for a camp out. It was just Friday and Saturday, Friday night and Saturday, so we all just pitched tents and everybody slept there. They had a big, this is Amish. Yep, my parents are Amish. They had a big, one of those blow up water slides that they rented for the kids who loved it. Little Honda 2000 pulled that thing all weekend. The fan blower. So that was a lot of fun for them. It was fun for us adults to sit around, shoot the shit, shoot the breeze. I've still been needing to smell the pines and walk the trails and the campfires. I need to camp, so I need to get out in the woods. And since we didn't make it over the 4th, I've now planned a trip for us men, whoever wants to, of my brothers and brother-in-laws and the sons, nephews, nieces, or nephews to do a backpacking trip in the Manistee River Trail. So we'll be doing that upcoming. Hopefully, maybe I can get some shots of that, some pictures, some video. I don't know. That would be cool to kind of, even if I don't go public with it, because I might not, because they're all Amish. Most of them are all Amish. I will maybe do that just to keep it for just memory's sake, so that we can 20, 30 years from now go back and look at them. That would be cool. More and more Amish people are taking pictures of their kids, especially in the Shipshewana Middlebury area. More and more are taking pictures of the kids so they have memories of them when they grow up. Because us growing up, if it wasn't for the public school, we wouldn't have any pictures. I mean, I have school pics. That's it. And then maybe a few when I was 14 or 15, we would buy those disposable cameras and get them produced. What's the word for that again? Get them developed. So yeah, I'm really excited about the backpacking trip. If you guys want, I can go through my backpack. The best part of the backpacking thing is the gear. I can go through my gear. I have some new gear. I'm excited to try it out and just go through see what I will be carrying. That is about it for this summer. It's just been a great, chaotic, busy one, and unfortunately, not the things we kind of wanted to be doing. So, but that's life. Our heads above water. Hopefully, these videos will continue coming. I am trying to come up with another YouTube name so I can start another channel, maybe more directed towards men and women, maybe, but mostly men. Just a different topic than what I'm doing here. Hit that like button. There is an Amazon affiliate link below. If you're interested, if you purchase your Amazon products through that link, I get a little bit of kickback. It's no extra cost to you, but I do get a little bit of a kickback, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys following. Appreciate you guys watching. I am CJ. This is the Amish Potato. We'll see you next time. And of course, this cat was out whoring around in the neighborhood again, and she has some baby kittens. Time to get her fixed. It's Miranda's cat. She doesn't want to fix her because she loves the kittens. I guess as long as she can get rid of them.